Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, Warriors take care of business, keeping my prediction intact. They win this series in five. The Nuggets are going home, and it wasn't because they mailed it in. You know, we talked about the Bulls mailing it in and all that, and how I wasn't proud of how they played and all that. No, that wasn't the Nuggets' issue at all. I think the Nuggets fought to the very last play. I think what hurt them tonight was just falling in love with the 3 point shot. Uh, I believe they were 20% from the line, only hitting six threes. You just shot too many of them, and not enough of them fell. And then they didn't shoot well from the line, free throw line. You know, they shot, um, I believe it was 69%, 20 out of 29. When you miss nine free throws and you lose by four, that really stings. And you look at the 3 point shots you give up. You just had too many missed possessions against a team that's looking to close you out. You know, the Golden State Warriors didn't shoot that great from three themselves. Clay didn't have it going. Jordan Poole only had 8 points. Um, and they were one first from behind the arc. So I think Golden State kind of got away with some things. You have to give all the credit in the world to Gary Payton II, who was 3 out of 4 from threes, 19 points. Fantastic performance. I don't remember what I said in the previous video in regards to GP2 because I got to go back and listen because I do remember mentioning him. Um, and I just hope it was favorable. You know, one of those situations where you don't remember if you said something that directly relates to what a person does. I don't remember if I said something along the lines of I'm not sure if he stretches the floor or not. I think I was thinking it, but I don't know if I actually said it. I hope I didn't say it. But I was thinking, his jump shot, I'm not certain about when he was with the Lakers. It was iffy. He hit the shot here and there, but it was iffy. And my understanding with him with the Golden State Warriors is that that's not his thing. But tonight, he put all that to rest. Guys improve, and he's put the work in, and he put in a playoff performance that Golden State can be proud of, man, that his father can be proud of. He was there rooting him on, and that kid was not only hitting shots, but he was hitting clutch shots, big ones. And it wasn't just shots he was hitting. It was getting steals and getting 50-50 balls and other things on the other side of the floor. Um, he was one of the biggest reasons why they were able to maintain tonight because of the kind of anemic performances by guys that they normally rely upon. Um, so you just got to take your hat off to him. Also, on the other side of things, obviously you want to mention Nikola Jokic because he was phenomenal hitting shots left and right, haymaker after haymaker. You just feel bad for him because you know he laid it all on the line. He just didn't have his horses with him this year, but they put in a valiant effort. This was a season where you could just appreciate um, that he's continuing to ascend into one of the great players that we've seen, breaking all kinds of percentage records and setting all types of tones in terms of assists and rebounds and points, letting us know that he's going to break records that have been sitting for a long time, and some of the records we thought wouldn't be broken, he may have a chance at himself. So um, I'm thrilled by what I've seen from him this season. Much has been said about how slow of a player he is, but I think a lot of that is made up by his just overall ability to make something out of nothing on both sides of the floor a lot of the time. Um, he understood he needed to score more in this series as the series progressed, and he did that. He understood he needed to shoot the 3 point shot. He attempted more of them. He gave himself a shot at that, um, and he rebounded the ball as a big man should. At the level that he is, you'd expect the production that he provides, and he does not disappoint. So he kept this season, his team afloat all season long, and if he doesn't get MVP, he's certainly amongst those who deserve it. So that's what I think of Nikola Jokic, one of the best players we got out here. And I also want to mention Boogie Cousins. And he was somebody I definitely remember mentioning in the pregame video because I said this is a game where it may be his last playoff game. We don't know what his future holds. Um, and he's in great shape. It's been a long time since he's been in great shape. It's been a long time since he's felt as good as he does right now to play basketball, just in general. His conditioning is fantastic. And I felt like this was a game where, he should lay it all on the line. I thought that coach should try to start him possibly, if it made sense to him, because it's one of the best centers that we've had in this generation. One of the most cerebral players that I've seen him ever. And when you think of what he and Jokic could have done in their prime, I would argue they'd be winning the entire Western Conference, maybe the entire championship, if they were both healthy in their complete prime. So I see no harm in Boogie just laying it all on the line. Obviously, he's playing for another opportunity, and I think that he earned it tonight. He just completely and utterly put on yet another great playoff performance that he can add to his resume. And I'm happy to see him do it because he's been through a lot, some tough breaks everywhere he's gone, including Golden State. And it's bad to see him go out in the first round, of course, but it's great to know that he played well enough that you will see him again. So I wouldn't mind if he signed with my team. We've had him here. He won a championship here, even though he didn't suit up. He was one of the glue guys that kept the unit together and helped us, ultimately win that championship in that bubble. And so Boogie Cousins is still around, and he showed he has something left in the tank to give a winning situation. And so that was great to see. Bones Highland was playing his heart out. Didn't really turn into his efficiency tonight. The numbers don't show what it was that he was trying to do out there, but the kid was all over the place. You just know that his future is bright. A rookie that came in here you knew from the jump would have an opportunity with a team that pretty much had every position settled, but guys missing. And you knew from draft day that he would have an opportunity to prove himself. And he has. Throughout the season, he's done just that. So I'm super excited about what his future looks like, and he's only going to get better. So, yeah, man, there's a lot going on there. Aaron Gordon had a good playoffs. Kind of missed a play on the end. One of the best passes you ever see where Jokic did some type of twirl around behind the back pass that hit Gordon directly. But Gordon didn't attempt the shot on the play. He was covered. You got to give credit to the defense, but at the same time, you want to see Gordon try to finish a play there. It's down the stretch. Jokic makes a super play. It's one of those situations where I tell you the truth, man. A passer like Jokic, people like Bron, they're only as good as the people they're passing to. And yes, they could turn into scorers and all of that, but at the end of the day, they're relying upon others to complete what it is that they're trying to accomplish in getting you the pass. If you don't hit the shot or you don't attempt the shot, my super pass does nothing. I saw a highlight of LaMelo Ball did something like that. He hit a super behind the back special pass or something, and somebody bricked the shot. It's like you never see how awesome of a passer or a pass that was because they didn't either attempt or make the shot or what have you. So I just understand that, Jokic is a player who you're going to have to get him some players that can do certain things. And while I like Aaron Gordon for the money that he makes, I just think they can upgrade there. Now, granted, defensively, you have to account for what he brings to the table, and he did have a good playoffs. Don't get it twisted. But I just look at plays like that, and I say a passer like Jokic needs a guy who's going to look to, just convert right there. Because what you saw there was a clutch play being made. It's just, it doesn't matter if Jokic made a clutch play if the guy can't make anything of it. So, like I said, credit the defense. And I say this knowing that, I'm a guy sitting on the couch, like I don't know nothing. But what I'm saying is a talented scorer will turn that into a hook shot or some type of athletic play or something that would convert that awesome pass into an awesome play. And that maybe does save the game, or at least cuts it to 2 in that situation. So it's, Jokic is a phenomenal player, and I just think that the Nuggets need to continue to fine-tune their roster to surround him with the best possible guys that can do everything that will complement his overall gift, which is to make guys better and make plays like that. So I thought Jokic did what he needed to do. I thought Steph Curry did what he needed to do, and we got to talk about how great he looked down the stretch. I got on him at the beginning of the video because or rather the pregame video, because I was saying that there's been times in the past where he's kind of acted funny in situations like this. And what I mean by funny is he would get to, being pedestrian with the basketball, down the stretch of a closeout game or something like that when the money's on the line. It seems to me that he tends to lose focus or tends to get nervous or whatever the case may be, as you would expect a player of his caliber with his talent to just be ice cold, precise, perfect. And that's just something I've learned to understand about his game. He's gotten away with in a way because in a lot of those situations, he wins the game. Someone else will come around and do what they need to do. Klay Thompson will shot, Draymond will do something, Iggy will do something, or what have you. And a lot of times he would get bailed out. You wouldn't even remember he threw the ball away with like 3 seconds ago in a finals game. So it's like, for me, when I see a closeout game come around, even though it's the first round, my mind goes there when I think about Steph Curry, because I understand that you can't do that, but for so many times before he starts to burn you in a real way. And he has, in my memory, has yet to be burned by any of those decisions or mistakes or what have you. So I'm not awaiting any failure or nothing like that, but it's just something that I'm aware of and do think about when closeout games or back against the walls games come around and he's involved in them. So yeah, that's something that he did not have any issue with today. He closed them out, hit some big shots down the stretch, made the game-winning layup and all of that good stuff. Obviously hitting 3-point shots as he normally does. Steph Curry had that killer instinct tonight that you wanted to see, that poise that you want to see tonight. And his team is going to be moving on. So yeah, it was a lot to see there. Draymond Green doing everything that he does on the defensive end. I couldn't say I could be any more impressed by how well he's taking care of himself this season, bouncing back from some real tough years in terms of his conditioning, not being in shape, not being healthy. I think this is the best he's looked in maybe 6 years, and he's guarding everybody. He did a fantastic job on Jokic, exactly what I thought, which is why I picked the Warriors to win this series, is because I thought he would do just enough to distract Jokic, just long enough to fend off the others while his great others could just surgically pick them apart. That was what I was thinking would happen. I figured Jokic would probably win a game, and he did. And this is what we got. Draymond held me down. I was banking on him for the reasons that he ultimately came through for. So I take my hat off to Draymond and the Golden State Warriors. Jordan Poole, I know why you didn't play well. It's just because of that elbow. And that's why I'm screaming for them to kind of take the pressure off of you and played Moses Moody a little more, played GP2 a little more. And they called GP2's number tonight. He came through. So that was excellent to see. Obviously, he used to be a Laker, so I look at him as a Laker kid. And to see GP2 coming into his own after all the dues that he's paid, and knowing what the pressure is that he has to deal with, trying to carry that name forward, and understanding that his strengths are similar to his father's in the sense that he also plays both sides of the floor. He's a great defensive player, coming into his own, and his offense is starting to really make it happen. And of course, he can electrify. This is basically what it is, because he can get off the floor with the best of them. So he's one of my favorite young players out there, and Golden State would be wise to hold on to him for years to come, regardless of what their plans are. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Kevon Looney is the person's name I can never seem to figure out. Him and Moses Moody's names are too close alike for me, so I'm having a tough time with that. I hope y'all forgive me as y'all listen to me talk about this team. I've made that mistake more than once. But Kevon Looney has had a good series, and he always exceeds my expectations, He steps in and just plays hard. He's one of the Iron Men in this league, hardly misses games, plays through injuries, and it's just sturdy, real sturdy for this Golden State Warriors team, and that's why he's been a mainstay there. I think about guys like Nick Collison and Udonis Haslem. He's turned into that kind of guy for the Warriors. You could play on that team for 15 years in the same role and just be a leader and do his job. And I think he's found his way, man. That champion has found his way. So I like what I saw from him in this playoff game, and he's going to continue to do what he does as they progress. And he's going to be important too, because it ain't no Wiseman. So he's the guy that I was saying, do you really trust him to guard some of the best centers in the league? You know, if something happens to Draymond, it's going to be on him to play well. So that's the challenge. You know, it's not that I'm thinking that Draymond's not going to be there. It's just that, you know, Draymond's going to need a spell. He's already had to bang against Jokic for 5 games. And I don't think it's going to get much easier as well, because you guys got some tough centers ahead. So my thing is to just, you know, they're going to have to rely on Kevon. And he's already proven himself to be somebody they can rely upon. So that's going to be the end of that conversation. I think Jonathan Kuminga getting some minutes in this series is important. I think we're going to see him come into his own as this team continues to move forward. They will rely upon him too in some of those minutes. And of course, you got to give credit to Otto Porter Jr., who don't get enough credit on this channel. This dude has been solid since he came into the league, and is continuing to be solid, hitting big corner threes as he always has, being defensive minded, getting offensive rebounds. He was big for this team in the fourth quarter tonight on them boards. He's just a solid dude, you know. And the good thing about him is he can play just about every position you need. He does stretch the floor in a way that you can count on, and he's not an ego guy. He made his money early in this league, and at this point, he's just looking to win. He wants to be in a winning situation, and he wants to fit in, and I think that's where he's at. He's fit in this situation, and you can count on him. If he needs to play, he'll play. If he needs to sit for a little bit, he'll sit. Complete player to have on your bench. So with Iggy going through what he's going through, you know, it's been reported that he's having some issues with some type of injury I'm not even really understanding. You can count on him to hold down your depth as he has been, you know. So Otto Porter Jr., got to give him his credit. So yeah, man, I'm really impressed with the Golden State Warriors. They made me look great. They're definitely a championship caliber team this year. They're in the mix. I would feel a lot better about them if they had James Wiseman. That's the only thing. If they had that tall guy down there to provide overwhelming length, I would feel like they could beat anybody. I mean, anybody. But because he's missing, it makes them just a little bit vulnerable. But even in being vulnerable, they still have some of the best talent the league has to offer, and some of the most complete depth the league has to offer. And I didn't even mention Andrew Wiggins, who also contributed tonight. And so that's what you get, a complete effort from the Golden State Warriors. And that's why they're moving on. That's it. So congratulations to both teams, man. I'm pretty sure there's some people I didn't mention, like Monte Morris and Jeff Green, who deserve to be mentioned. You know, but at the end of the day, you're just dealing with the Golden State Warriors. And as I told you guys when I made my prediction, maybe not everybody remembers what Klay, Steph, and Draymond actually do in the playoffs. But when it's time for the playoffs to come around, they've already proven themselves to be somebody you can count on. So at this point, I'm just doing that. Warriors in 5. That's what it was. That's what it is. BDF 44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.